Hey friends and fam, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot. It is nice to have you back. It is nice to be back. I know it's been a minute. I mean, let's be honest, several minutes. I just need a little moment, took care of some things. A lot of things shifted personally, but we're back. I do plan to be back and making videos again. So super excited to be here and to be with you and to share messages and insights and continue our journey together. With that being said, the format is most likely going to change. Guaranteed it's going to change, not even most likely. It is going to change. I don't entirely know to what. So these first few videos, we might just be feeling some things out. We might just be pulling some cards and talking some fun things. And if you're here for that, you're in the right place. Awesome. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? I hope you're all doing well. It has been, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a crazy week. Personally, crazy good and crazy just wild. Nothing bad, but so much shifting. We've had so much like astrological things going on. Yeah, just wild week. But lots of upgrades. All good things coming. But lots of big shifts, lots of big changes. Fun times. We are definitely in fun times. We're just kind of getting the meat suits refined to handle all this all these energetic downloads. It's going to be a good one. Oh, I will warn you, you might hear, I'm in a different room than I normally film in, so you might hear some cars going by. I'm also out of my room, so you might see some cats run through. There's a good chance a cat might literally walk on this table, so forewarned, you might get some kitty overloads. All right, oh, there we go. Right on. If that card's gonna come up, I wanna see it in this position. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna throw that at the fire. That's a good one. Sweet, okay. So first card up, we have the Eight of Swords coming up in reverse. We definitely love that. So I'm going to take them, I'm going to turn them around so you guys can see them, but I'm going to take them how I see them. So, Eight of Swords. Most of us probably have been feeling, or we're coming out of this feeling of feeling stuck, feeling trapped. Hi, Leo. Feeling as if we can't inject change. We can't influence our surroundings, right? Feeling controlled by the exterior. That is ending. That is going to belong in the past where it should, not holding you back anymore, right? Along with that energy, we also have the Emperor and the Chariot coming up. So, sorry, I'm just feeling some energy. It's great. We love it. Emperor, Chariot. So we have the Cancer card. We have, hello, Daddy Aries, right? Major, stop it, don't say that. A major, big boss energy. But these are two energies of feeling in control, feeling successful, feeling progress, right? Especially here with that Chariot card. So we're moving out of this time feeling where we can't influence the change we want to see, the progress we want to see, the movement we want to see, feeling stuck and trapped by exterior situations. We're taking back the reins. Definitely love that. And actually, bottom of the deck right now, Six of Pentacles. So things being in flow, right? So when I say things being in flow, I don't want to, unless the Three of Pentacles comes up later, and we'll see, you never know. To me, this particular flow is going to be more energetic. And yes, I know Pentacles is talking about the things in the material, but you're in this space where you're kind of rolling with the punches, right? So we know what we want, we've set those intentions, we've set our sights on those long-term goals, whatever they may be. But this is really a feeling of like, okay, I know I've put in my order. I'm exercising my trust that even if I can't see what's coming, if I can't see what's working out for me, it's happening. Yep. Strength card. Hello. Yes. So, not only feeling empowered, but again, it's what we were just talking about. It's that quiet strength. I don't need to force anything. I don't need to push anything. I don't need to yell and scream to be heard anymore. I can just be. I'm just doing what I want to do, right? What I feel like I should be doing, what I need to be doing. Yep, because we're walking away from the old structure, right? Whatever this Eight of Swords was, whatever kept you feeling stuck, kept you feeling burdened, kept you feeling trapped, we're walking away, right? Because even in this Eight of Swords, yes, she's bound, but she has the means to get out. There are swords here. She literally can cut that rope, take off the blindfold, and walk away, right? There's nothing truly keeping her here. She can get a way out. She holds the key to escape. You've already unlocked the door, right? So you're in this moment of moving yourself forward, moving yourself out of this situation. You now have control. We can make some progress. And a lot of the shifts and movements we've seen in the heavens, and if you follow astrological transits, a lot of the shifts that have happening are going to be wild. And if this is me sharing some personal insight because it's happened to me, it's still not over, but it's crazy. I've been feeling a lot of things like in my physical body, but it's about getting the 3D kind of up to the level that the 5D is working at, right? 3D not as capable as the 5D, so it's just we gotta strengthen that up to come to the 5D level. So if you're feeling some aches and pains, haven't been sleeping right, your circadian rhythm is a little wonky, kind of hurting, especially when you think of kind of like where energy flows through the body. Like for me, I definitely feel it like in my shoulders and the back, especially my back body. Like, so back of the shoulders, back of the neck, where all that energy flows up, right? Especially to the brain, connected to the heart. To me, that always gets a little monkey. And it's, did I say monkey? I meant mucky. I don't know. Maybe someone's spirit animal is a monkey. That was for you. You probably can relate, whoever you are. So that has been happening for me really heavily this past week, which is wild. Not a fan, but we're getting through it. A lot of that energy is moving on, right? Because we've kind of toned up and exercised the 3D body, the little meat suit, to function on where our spirit is already at, right? Because having all these major arcanas, this is big stuff. So if you're connecting to this reading, if this resonates, on a spiritual level, you're banging, right? That's the boss level right there. We just need the meat suit to catch up, right? Good old meat suit, bottom of the deck, sun. So I know you're moving out of this. I know this is what you're leaving behind. This Eight of Swords. It's not, we're debating about walking away. We're like, oh, can I? Am I ready to? Like, I don't know if it's that uncomfortable. I might, still want to be in the safety of what's familiar still. No. I already know. The way ahead has been lit up by the sun. You're like, oh, yeah, I no longer want to be here anymore. I'm ready to make a difference. I'm ready to move the, yes, Nine of Swords. Oh, we've been hemming and hawing about it for a long time. Hemming and hawing. This has probably been a point of stress for you for a long time. Not anymore. Not anymore. A lot of this, I want to say, and again, this may not relate to all of you, but I want to say this Nine of Swords has a lot to do with comparing, right? Seeing one person's success or one person's progress, whether it's faster than yours, different than yours, or just seeing things that people have that you're like, I could do that, I want that, I'm ready for that. All I can say to that is you never really know. You never really know that whole situation. You don't know what that person has gone through. You don't know what the full situation for them presently is like. And there are just things that sometimes you're blocked from because they wouldn't feel how you think they would, right? And we're just being protected from something and we don't even know yet. But a lot of that just exists in our head. But I feel like that, ooh, who flipped? I don't think we're supposed to take you. Yeah, we're not. I'm just gonna sum it up. It just comes down to comparison. There's no need to compare. We're literally talking about your journey, your spiritual evolution, your physical evolution. And the only person who's ever gonna fully understand that journey is you. No one else fits those shoes, baby. Like, that's gonna be all you. And there was some things that needed to be prepared to make this path available to you. Whether it was internally, whether it was behind the scenes and external, doesn't really matter. It's gonna be different for all of us, but there was just, ooh, that's an interesting, yeah, 10 of Pentacles, leading you to success, abundance. And again, Pentacles, we're talking about all those tangible things, but the Ten of Pentacles is like happiness, having everything you need. So it's not only just bringing in the bucks, right? Although it can be, so kudos to you, especially if this is connected to work for you. Yes, that's where you want to be. That is exactly where you want to be. Yep, got 9 of Pentacles and 4 of Pentacles. So yes, could totally be a work thing. Got all these coins popping up here. I'm actually going to leave these together. This energy is really giving me a new sense of self, right? 9 of Pentacles, super, super confident energy. But I think this is kind of a new space for you. Not saying you weren't confident before, not saying you didn't have a sense of worth, but where you are now, it's a next level type of thing, right? And that 4 of Pentacles is coming up because there may still be a little, not that you're, you know, we already know you're ready to let go, you're ready to walk if you're not already walking now, right? But it's this 9 of Swords and that kind of mental space of is this the right choice? Should I, shouldn't I? You know, maybe this isn't the option. Maybe I wait a little bit more. Maybe it still feels a little comfortable. So maybe now's not the time, but the time is soon. Like, no. It's that, you know, it's that last kind of, you know, I always say this is the miserly energy, right? Because you're just trying to pinch those pennies and hang on to every little thing. This is kind of that, it's that like last, it's that last thing that you're holding on to. And I was like, oh, I'm like holding the last thread. Like once I let go of this thread, it's gone. Like I'm letting it go. Like, am I really positive this is something I'm gonna let go? I'm gonna tell you right now, yes. Yes, you are moving on. You are next level. You are moving up. And whatever that means to you, whether it's, you know, going up a ladder, moving the ladder to another wall, pick an entirely different room. Who knows? That change is going to be personal and individual. But wherever this next lies for you, go. It's going to be good. The path for you to move on to next is opening. So kudos. You made it. Look at that. Bottom of the deck, I didn't even look yet. Judgment, rebirth, right? This is that Phoenix energy, rising out of the grave, right? This can also be collective, and when I say collective, I mean obviously we are a collective. Hi fam, how you doing? But I almost want to say this might be for like a group of you, like your like circle, right? So if this is at work, it might be your like work homies, and maybe you're all kind of sharing the same feelings about work. This could be your you know, friends and family inner circle. You know, you guys might be dealing with kind of a shared experience that you're kind of ready to like level up and move on. You know, what's new, what's next. Maybe shifting out of a phase, maybe something really hard happened that, you know, you've kind of been healing with together, and now that's, you know, that's ready to be laid to rest, and you've made your peace with it, and now it's time to continue on, right? We're trying to rebuild this family. We're trying to rebuild some abundance. We're trying to rebuild some stability, right? Creating this happy, healthy, safe, enduring space again, right? As things felt uncomfortable, and especially things feeling lonely and isolated, right? Feeling like it's a singular journey and there's nothing there to inspire you, motivate you, support you. You know, that day where you're like, oh, I can't give 100 today, I'm gonna have to give 60, but there's no one else to give the 40. There's gonna be way more balance, right? Way more balance, way more support. You also are going to have way more control of the situation, right? You're building and co-creating as you see fit, right? Because there's so many cards here focused on you, right? This is your journey, your individual path, your intentions being fed into this manifestation, right? Divine masculine energy as well, right? So really you taking charge, steering the ship, right? Even this 9 of Pentacles, so both on a higher level and an earthly level, right? That sense of self coming through very, very strong, and how you've been through those struggles, but those struggles are over. They truly are in the past. Nothing is really blocking you right now. Anything that feels like a struggle point or a stress point is in your mind, right? It's in your head. And that doesn't mean it's not real, right? It's not physical, but it's something that, you know, with a shift of perspective, you can move beyond, right? This is just, and for those of you that are in this 4 of Pentacles energy where you're still kind of holding on to that final thread, work on that perspective. See things through a different eye. Don't look at them through, you know, the lens of where you've been, the lens of where you've gone through, because that's the old you, right? This Phoenix energy has proven that. This is the you that was. You are in a new sense of self, right? And that gives you new eyes, new windows, new ways to see this same old situation. So the old you might be really attached to that string and doesn't want to let go. The new you, with these new fresh eyes and this fresh insight, can see beyond that. It can see where I can take this if I let go of this last little tether. Okay, I feel like we're gonna switch decks pretty soon, but we'll see. Almost. Six of Swords, moving on. Yep. Seven of Pentacles, you have been waiting for this. So this, and you know, I can personally relate to this story. It's been a long time coming. Been a long time coming. If you have any of the cardinal signs in your big three, so we're talking Cancer, we're talking Aries, we're talking Capricorn, we're talking Libra. Any of those, I bet you can relate to this story. We've had some rough stuff with Pluto that's now, we get to put that aside. We get to have some forward movement and some lightness in our journey, which we love. So I guarantee if you have any of those four signs in your big three, you're probably going to connect to this. But I can tell you right now, you are going to be moving. You are what you've been waiting for, the progress, the momentum you've been waiting for. It's coming if you're not already starting to see the beginnings of it. I think March for a lot of us was that kind of like final moment in this. And now as March is closing out, a lot of that is kind of releasing, right? So that's going to open up some doors. It's going to open up some opportunity. And with that Six of Pentacles we saw earlier on the bottom of the deck, that, you know, as long as you can stay in that flow state, so practicing being receptive, practicing not limiting those beliefs, right? Not saying like, oh, I mean, that'd be great, but I don't know if I'm really ready for that. I don't know if I can do that. That only happens to like, you know, the top 5%, right? And I'm like, I might be 8%, I'm not 5%, right? Just dream big. Doesn't mean you have to like put that in your order, but you know, again, put that intention out there, best case scenario, and just be open to it. You know, see what comes. Just be in a state of receiving. It's a really good thing. All right. Because even bottom of the deck, that Devil card, right? That little bit of temptation, that little bit of doubt, still kind of lagging, trying to mess with you. That old ego, right? Because Devil card is also about ego. That old sense of self trying to maintain the status quo. Hope card right underneath that, right? With the star. So having faith and believing, staying grounded, King of Pentacles for this new dream, Page of Wands, leading to the Ten of Cups, ultimate emotional fulfillment and happiness. We love that. We love that. We love that. All right. Do I want to take these away? I kind of want to leave them. I think we're going to leave them. We might just be adding a layer to this. All right. Whew. Ooh, it has been so long since I've done a reading on this like level. I'm gonna need a nap after this. All right. I know. And you know, just to be like honest about it, I was actually really nervous about this reading. As many readings as I've done, both on camera and you know, face to face with clients, this particular reading, I was like nervous. I was like, I feel like I'm putting a new me out there. And I purposely chose these decks, and like I put my little Bulbasaur friend. So any Pokemon fans out there, got a little Bulbasaur here. Like I purposely was like, I need my friends around me. Oh my god, I'm feeling stressed. Look at that, Nine of Pentacles out again. So again, that sense of self, that sense of self-worth, right? Feeling deserving, feeling confident, feeling capable. Ooh, feeling capable, and also feeling powerful, right? That's going to be the key to this flow state here. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. I saw it in reverse, so we're going to take it in reverse. So, Eight of Pentacles. To be kind of honest, and again, this will resonate or not, take it how you will. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, to me, it's I don't want to say it's lazy energy, but it's kind of not putting in the work. And that doesn't necessarily, I want to say it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, it's not like, because like I said, it's not lazy. It wasn't like you chose not to do it. Like you knew what to do and you were like, I can't. I almost want to say for a good chunk of us, this was kind of reaching a point where like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like whatever path I was on, I don't want to do this. Whether it was something you chose not to do, or for some of us, especially, we're still kind of in the aftermath of COVID. Like it's kind of, it's been years now, but I feel like a lot of us are still kind of like figuring it out the new, right? Especially for any of us who have like had like major shifts during like shutdowns and quarantines and things like that. Whether this path for you or this kind of like goal for you was your choice or it was chosen for you, this redirection kind of, I want to say it brought you to a point where you're kind of like, oh, I think I'm done. I might be a little burnt out. I don't know if I connect with this. I don't know if I feel like this anymore. I may not necessarily feel invested. So I'm just kind of in a space of not, right? So that might actually be alluding to that energy. Not that you just, you chose to be lazy and sit on your sofa. Like, there might not have been a choice. And you might have honestly needed that break. You might have needed that space to just reevaluate and kind of just strengthen up, right? To like kind of, I almost want to say like to reinforce yourself. Oh, we got a flyer. We got a flyer. What we got? What we got? What we got? Yes, Queen of Wands. Again, this manifester, this desirable seductress, right? And again, anytime I refer to gender here, doesn't matter. We all got feminine and masculine. We all got sun and moon in us. So don't get hung up on gender. But this energy is, to me, it's always an energy of desire and charisma and attracting, right? And again, we talked about this new sense of self. So a lot of your intentions have probably changed. This shift here with this Eight of Pentacles, you were kind of laying down the tools for Project A and developing the intentions and the spirit and the magnetizing of Project B, whatever that may be. Oh, yeah. Empress on the bottom of the deck. So there's that divine feminine energy coming out. So this might be connecting really to those of you who see yourself as more embodiments of the divine feminine, right? And again, it lives in all of us, so we all can relate to some part of this message. But for those of you that see yourself as a feminine, or see yourself, not see yourself, or have a lot of either water or earth in your chart, this may be a little more, okay, I'll put that down because that's a lot of stuff coming out. We're taking it. All right, we've got Two of Swords. Definitely about a decision that needs to be made. Justice, balance. Some of this might even be karmic, right? And that probably is why this shift needed to come out. Nine of Swords, we've been worrying about this a lot. Ten of Pentacles, don't worry, it's leading to our success. I love when the cards give confirmation like this and you get the same cards popping out twice. Six of Wands, success, victory, winning the fight. Seven of Swords. Okay, we're going to talk about this because I definitely know what this is going to be about. We're going to come back to her. But Seven of Swords is that card of feeling betrayed, feeling like there's a snake in the grass. Why do you think the victory came out? You crushed the snake, right? Oh, we just had St. Paddy's Day. We got the snakes out of England. I love that. England, Ireland, my bad. But this is nothing you need to worry about. Okay, you know what? I said we're going to talk about it later. We're just going to talk about it now. I truly want to say that this Seven of Swords, again, for some of you, it might have been someone physical. It might have been someone in the 3D that actually was trying to come for you and try to get you. I truly don't think that was the case. I don't want to say it was like an illusion, but any influence this person may have had, or just that they even existed, was internal. There was just a fear and a doubt that something was going to mess with you, right? And not in a, this is too good to be true. It was just kind of like this fight or flight mode. Like, I have to defend this. Like, this is mine. And it's just in a world where someone's going to fuck with it. Someone's going to tarnish it. Baby, I'm going to tell you right now, if it was tarnished with, it wasn't yours to begin with, right? And that's why we needed to make this shift. That's why we needed to make this change. And then we've got two threes. We have the Three of Wands and we have the Three of Cups. So this is celebration. This is, to me, this card is always very social, but it's very inner circle, right? So this Seven of Swords existed outside of the inner circle. But as far as the inner circle is concerned, especially right now in this present moment, we are celebrating, we are loving life, we are enjoying where we are. Doesn't mean where we are is perfect, but we're finding the light in that moment and we're feeling good and connected to those around us. We know we're in a circle that supports us. We know that we can truly be ourselves in this space, right? We don't have to worry about judgment or fear. We're just enjoying, we're embracing. And that is the flow state, right? We talked about that with those 9 of Pentacles. This is the energy that helps call this in. The 3 of Wands, where the 2 of Wands, we're setting our intention out into the world. The 3 of Wands is when we see that intention returning back to us. This is like getting your Amazon confirmation. The package is delivered. It's sitting at your door. It's waiting for you. That is this energy. And it's connected to that state of enjoyment, that state of just, I'm in a good place. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm with the people I'm meant to be with. I feel inspired. I feel motivated. These people lift me up. Even when I'm low, they see things in me that I may not see myself, right? This is a very good space to be in. And if any of you are still worried about this 7 of Swords, we already talked about this 8 of Swords in the reverse. So again, any influence this person may have had, tried to have, or even if you thought they had it, it's not going to touch you. It is not going to touch you. And like I said, if it affects something that wasn't meant for you in the first place, let it go. There is something better for you. Ooh, I can think of so many examples that have happened in the past couple months. Not to me personally, to people, you know, around me, just living my life as an observer. So I don't want to share anyone else's stories, but I can tell you I have seen so many things play out in people's lives that felt like a disappointment, felt like they got cheated, that they got robbed, but in the long run, blessing in disguise. So even if that hasn't been revealed to you yet, know that it wouldn't have been everything you dreamed it would be. There is something better out there. And you have the 4 of Swords, rest. And this is, to me, this is physical rest, right? But it is also mental rest. It's just, don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. That 9 of Swords, lay those swords down. Nothing's coming to get you. You don't need to be fearful of this. You can be at peace. Rest. This is also a card of meditation, so it might be a good nod to some of you that if you've wanted to develop a meditative practice, if you wanted to take it deeper, if you've been kind of feeling that nudge that this might be a good thing for me, this might be a little confirmation, yeah, make some time for that. And meditation doesn't have to be long. Like even when I meditate, sometimes I just sit there for a couple seconds, take a few breaths, right? I personally, I'm a double Cancer in my big 3, so rituals are a big thing. So I have my things that I like to do, and as long as I do them, like that's a complete ritual for me. So it can take 2 minutes, it can take 2 hours, it can take 2 days. You know, it's really up to you and well, you know what time you have. It can be whatever you need it to be. So it doesn't have to be some long thing where you're like, oh, I have to quiet my mind for half an hour. And, oh my God, 10 minutes in, I had a thought and now I'm stressed about it and I can't stop thinking. Like, it doesn't have to be that long. Knight of Swords. So, I know some people call this my spying energy. We're not talking about other people in this reading. We're talking about you. And I bring that up for those of you that are still thinking about this. This Knight of Swords. Let it go. Let it go. This Knight of Swords, this is the chaser of the idea, right? This is a person hungry to learn. And of course you're hungry to learn. You're in this new phase. You probably, I think a lot of us are kind of starting new, I would say careers, but that's a little too, it's a little too focused. I think we're kind of creating new connections to the outside world, whether it's through work, whether it's through social connections, whether it's just through our outlook. You know, how do we connect with, you know, our community as a whole, our friends, our family, just, you know, the random people we meet? What is our influence, right? How do we operate in this new way of being? There's a real hunger to understand that more. And I almost want to say it's not something... Yeah, it's not. Oh my God, you guys are too funny. Too funny. All right, so Page of Cups. I did see it in the reverse, so let me flip this over. Okay, so these are too funny. So this Page of Cups popping up as we're talking about this Knight of Swords. Yes, this is something new. Definitely some pages always bring something new. But with this particular page being the Page of Cups, this is something that may honestly, part of it may feel a little familiar, right? As if you had this dream long time ago of what you thought the world was going to be and what you thought you would want to do, right? It's giving me kind of like, what do you want to be when you grow up vibes, right? And you kind of, as you evolve and grow up, you kind of put that aside, for other, different dreams that serve, the purpose of now. It almost feels like some of those old desires might be coming up. Not that you're necessarily chasing them again, but they might be inspiring this shift, right? Because that was a moment of, I'm just going to use the what do you want to be when you grow up, especially if it was asked when you were a child, right? As children, we're like in total alignment. We haven't received any like social conditioning or haven't felt peer pressure and needing to fit in and belong, right? We just are who we are. So some of that might be returning because it's kind of connecting you back with your inner child, connecting you back with that part of you that knew what it wanted and knew what it wanted to do with this world in front of them. So some of that is going to be influencing what you do now. And now as an adult, how do we take that as inspiration and make that into something that really affects change or brings us money or brings our circle closer together, right? Again, however that applies to your situation. But that's what we're starting to learn now. That's the truth we are uncovering. And a lot of that, at least in this present moment, is sifting. We're sifting the truth and the ideals that are in alignment with our truth and our reality. We're sifting all the noise out. Because trust and believe there's a lot of noise, right? But it's about finding what's in alignment with us. Because the noise isn't necessarily bad, right? Just because there are other opinions that float around doesn't mean the ones that aren't in alignment are lies or untruthful. They just don't connect to us, but they connect to someone, And yes, some of them are going to be just dirty lies, and we're sifting those out too. But the noise there isn't bad, right? And it's not something we need to be fearful of. It's not something we need to worry about. As long as we maintain this alignment, as long as we remember what felt true to us, not even what felt true, what is true to us, right? There's that piece of authenticity. That's going to be the big chord. And that's why we went through this cycle where we had to get a much stronger sense of self with those 9 of Pentacles, right? We are so confident in who we want to be, who we are, what our talents and our gifts are. Doesn't mean that we've learned them all, right? There's still more unfolding. But as far as how we see ourselves, the influence we want to give to the world, that is all solidifying, right? We have a much better grasp of that, having removed ourselves from previous situations, let ourselves out of that little cell, right? Shifting where we put our dedicated time and our effort. We have a much stronger vision of where we're going, who we want to be, and what we want to do when we get there. Especially as Pluto moves. I'm not going to talk a whole bunch of astrology because this video will be way too long as I try to figure that out. But even as Pluto moves into, actually no, I think it's moved already, hasn't it? Yeah, so it's shifting this collective consciousness on a much global scale. Much more global scale, I should say. My English. Oh, lordies. Yep. Oh my God, I knew you were coming out. So, Ace of Wands, desire, intentions, new ideas, new loves. This is all the things that we are attracting to us, and they're all brand new and wonderful. I knew at some point King of Swords was coming out. This is the foresight, right? This is us finally at the peak of the mountain, and now we have a much broader field of vision. We can see so much further now than we used to. We can see the let me take that back. I'm going to chew on my words real quick for that. Not that we can see the finish line, but we can see where we want to head. We can see that path we want to get to, right? I've climbed to the peak of this mountain. I now see the next mountain. I want to go over there. I see what's happening. Doesn't mean you see every little step just yet, right? All those little minute details. But from this vantage point, I see the next goalpost. I see the next sign. and we're gonna start going that way. Ooh, ooh. Excuse me. Super, super exciting. Okay, yeah, you know what? We're gonna, yeah. Actually, I think we're gonna take these away. Thank you, babies. I'm gonna sort you through later. Y'all can hang out together for a bit. All right. Oh my God. So this, oh, couldn't even wait. Couldn't even wait. What do we got? Yep, we're taking that. Okay, so I was just gonna say, I just got this deck yesterday with a friend of mine. Oh my God. Yeah, okay. Yep. Not taking all that. It's like half the deck. Am I not supposed to talk about that? Is that why we're freaking out? Oh. Ha! Oh, we can talk about that later. Okay. I was just gonna say, got this deck yesterday, and this deck helped inspire some really good conversations. And it's kind of the response, it's like responsible for the fact that this is happening today. So, excited to have this deck in the video. Void of Course Moon coming out. So, a Void of Course Moon, outside of the meaning of this card, a Void of Course Moon it's the moon when it's shifting signs, right? It's kind of in that gap as it leaves one sign before it enters the next, right? So it's that little window where it doesn't really know who it belongs to yet. That's kind of the space we're in. We're kind of in the in-between. We're in that little gap between who we were and who we're becoming. I almost want to say who we were and who we are, right? And of course we are who we are. We're already in the physical. But again, we're still in that shift moment. And I think March is kind of that moment for us. We're all doing a little bit of that, just adjusting, getting comfy in the new situation. I know we don't have any planets in retrograde, but I'm going to use this analogy. I always talk about retrograde, like when we finally come out of retrograde, like when the Mercury is now moving forward again. It's still not the best time to just, oh my God, it's back to normal. We can run full steam ahead. I always use the analogy, it's like getting up in the morning. Like, yes, you're awake, and yes, you're moving around, but you're still not optimal, right? You might still be a little groggy. We haven't had the coffee yet, right? We're just warming up breakfast. The blood's not pumping perfectly just yet. It's kind of that, right? We're in the new version of ourselves, but we're still getting comfy with it, right? We're still learning how to move in the new suit, right? And that's where this Void of Course Moon pops up. So we had a little window where we pulled back. We might still be in it a little bit. Again, we're just kind of figuring it out. So we talked about this earlier, this energy of reception, right? So be in just kind of this receptive space. I have some new foundations. They feel really solid to me. I feel really good about them. And now I'm kind of seeing how this version of me interacts with the world and what it brings my way. And how do I respond to these things now that I'm this new person? Am I going to handle things the way the old me did? Is that still okay with this new version? Or do I have to speak up? Do I have to act differently now, right? What's going to be in alignment? So we're just in this kind of space of feeling things out. We're taking you. Nope, we're taking you. No, you. There's one down there. It's you. I see you. Is it both of you? No. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. So we've got 6th house of your daily routines. Physical health comes up in here a lot. Service, we might talk about that in a little bit. We've got 8th house, yes, house of rebirth, death, rejuvenation, right? Ooh, I wasn't expecting this. Great. Okay, so 7th house, relationships, partnerships, commitments. You have Cardinal energies. Okay, my cardinal signs. Again, we talked about this earlier. Cardinal signs. You probably are getting a big dose from this from this reading. All right. So, that aside, if you follow astrology, if you know about the transits that are happening, if they are touching your 6th, 7th, or 8th houses, this is probably a big moment for you. A lot of things are shifting, and they might be shifting in the things governed by this house. So your daily routines, how you take care of yourself, your own kind of personal schedules, your relationships. And I mean, we're talking about like committed relationships. You know, we're talking husband and wife, committed partners, close friends, right? You know, your besties, family members that you're really close to, right? These aren't casual connections. These are like the ones that you have made secure bonds with. 8th house also kind of deals with similar things, right? Because the 8th house deals, if I remember correctly, it deals with like with investments and things like that. I think even sex, you know, intimacy, right? That's still a relationship for sure. Those kind of investments also are connected to that house, if I remember correctly. So a lot of things that kind of fall in those 3 houses might be shifting for you, whether circumstances are shifting, perspectives are shifting. Those would be the areas where the biggest kind of advancements probably are going to be for a lot of you who connect to this, especially with my cardinal signs. But, you know, we're all made up of more than just one sign. So you probably have cardinal signs somewhere in your chart, but cardinal energy is one of leadership, taking initiative, right? The cardinal signs begin each of the seasons. They are the leaders, right? They start things off. You know, to be fair, they don't always have the best follow through, but this is a point of initiation, right? We are setting some new ground rules, right? We have this new foundation. Now we got to decide what to do with it. So a lot of what is kind of evolving and strengthening for us while we're in this kind of like liminal space in a way is about deciding and making the decisions on how we function. How do we see these things? What do we want to do in these houses, right? How do I want to affect my personal schedule? Whether that's, you know, maybe it's taking care of yourself better through whatever means, exercise, diet, making time for wellness, right? Honestly, a lot of that, if you connect to the 6th house in this reading, I feel like a lot of it is going to be kind of the opposite. It's going to be about slowing down, right? Because we have that four of swords come up. So it might be this energy of taking more time to breathe, right? And allow yourself just to be in this void of course moon space. Allow yourself to be in the void for a little bit. And it's fine. Just because you're not making physical progress doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Healing and recovering is a part of growing, right? You can't go all the time and think you're never going to burn out, right? I think that's, you know, what a lot of us have learned from the old version. So now we're applying that. So I think a lot of people are going to connect in the 6th house for that particular reason. 7th house, relationships, right? Whether it's bringing a new one in, you know, advancing the ones we currently have. How are we connecting? How are we opening up? How are we sharing and being intimate in those spaces as well? And again, this intimacy doesn't only have to be in romantic relationships. It can be at work, right? We can be vulnerable in other places. But how are we showing up, right? What feels good? What feels safe, right? Where are our boundaries? Are we holding firm to them, or are we still kind of letting them, you know, be like jello and wiggle a little bit? Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's really bad. And we have to decide and figure out what feels good and what feels bad to us and how we're going to operate in that space. You know, I would also say this is a good window. I mean, there's never a bad window for this, but this is a good space just to practice and exercise some gratitude, because we are walking into a moment of harvest, right? We already know that. We talked a lot about that with the tarot cards. So we're walking into a harvest cycle. It is a great time to practice already being grateful for those things. In this space where kind of everything is kind of, you know, that black goo and it hasn't taken shape yet, this is a great window to put gratitude out for the things we're receiving, you know, for that wonderful happy life, for that wonderfully, you know, fulfilling job, for that beautiful partnership that helps us feel supported and loved, right? For some of you, this might be some great intimate times. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this is a great space to just let out some gratitude for those things, because that, again, is going to show alignment, right? That is where this magic happens, and it's only going to help lift you up. All right, my lovelies. we're gonna close the reading here. I am gonna do one little, I don't know, one little cute thing. I have this little, I forget what this deck is called. Attractors? Super attractors? I don't know, I forget what it's called. I just thought it'd be super cute to pull a card from this deck for all of us. Ooh, okay, we're not pulling like 12. Calm down. Give it one more shuffle. I don't think I've used this deck in a hot minute, even personally. Okay, right. I'm gonna keep that. Wow, no, we're not keeping them all. Okay, we're gonna cut it. That's probably what's going on. Thank you. All right, okay, let me read these out. My super attractor power comes from how I feel. Oh, didn't we talk about that? My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. Can't write it. Practice that gratitude. Put that out already, right? Whether it's here or not, feel gratitude for it. Feel grateful for it. Feel it already in the room, right? When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Yes, baby. Slow it down. Connect to spirit. We talked about meditation a little bit earlier. So again, another confirmation. If you've kind of been feeling the vibe to like make more time for meditation, start a meditative practice, good another nod. Just make some time for it. I'm going to leave that reading there. Love being back. I hope you loved this reading. As always, if you did, like, subscribe, all those social media things that I don't completely understand. As I kind of figure out what I'm going to be doing with the channel moving forward, if you guys have any ideas, if you guys have any desires, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. If you want to, I definitely have evolved my own meditative practice. If you guys, are into that and you want me to talk about, what I personally do, feel free to ask about it in the comment section. I may or may not do a video about why I've been gone so long. I don't know, it feels like a weird story to me, but if that's something you guys, I know people relate to journeys like that, and I've just never really put that on the channel. I don't know. If that's something you want, you can leave that down in the comments too, and we can make another video. To be completely honest, I don't know if I'm going to be doing videos by signs anymore. I think they're going to be a little more kind of collective readings like this, and really for, just being in the present and in the now and what's going on. So you may resonate to some, you may not resonate to others. That's totally fine. That's just, I think that's kind of the direction we're heading, just to give you a little snapshot. So who knows? We'll see. We're all kind of evolving. We're all in this little liminal space here. So glad to be back. Glad to have you back. Again, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I love you guys so much. I'm wishing you the best. Make some time for yourself. Take care of yourself and make it a great week. Just be wonderful to other people and be wonderful to yourself. Take care.